I'm Christina from Broken Dreams, and welcome to a new video. So, first off, you might be wondering what I'm doing here all by myself. Well, basically, Maya and I filmed this video yesterday, and it got somehow lost on my phone. Literally, I opened it up today, wanted to transfer it to my computer so I could edit it and everything, and it was just gone. Literally, it disappeared. I have no idea where it is. I even have a photo of us taking a thumbnail for this, and yet there is no video. So, what's gonna happen is this is probably gonna be a really chopped up video where I'm probably gonna do most of the talking because I have to fix this. So, welcome to our March TBR. We did something for this TBR actually in the past 2 months. And that is Maya and I chose each other's TBRs. That is 3 books on our TBR. And as you will see by the still Christmas tree in one of the clips. So first off, let's just cue the clips and see what we chose for each other.
So I'm picking 3 books, yes?
Yes.
All right, so this is your TBR card.
Yes.
And there are so many books here.
Yes.
So let's do something that's easy. So I'll pick Člověk zvan Ove, so A Man Called Ove. My mom read this recently and loved it. So picking that one, see? And let's not destroy things, so I'll just move that here. So that's one. Second one, I'm picking this one.
Of course you would.
It's awesome. So that's The Last Smile in Thunder City by Luke Arnold. And what shall we? So we have maybe some fantasy. Oh, it's fantasy. Maybe something scary. Ooh! You didn't read this one?
No.
You didn't read this one. This is awesome. I was surprised how awesome this is. So I'm picking Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451, for you to read. So those are the 3 books that I'm picking for you from your own TBR.
You're really nice to me.
Yeah. I'm always nice to you. All right.
As you saw, Maya chose 3 books for me. The first one is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. So this is a classic about a fireman who kind of burns books because this is a world where burning books is apparently what needs to be done. The second book is The Last Smile in Thunder City by Luke Arnold. So this is one of my favorite books, I guess, of all times. I literally know the synopsis of this book because of the amount of times she has talked about this book. So this is about Fetch Phillips, who has kind of caused magic to disappear in his world, so is helping former magical folks to kind of, I think, resolve some mysteries or something like that. It's an urban fantasy, and apparently it's really, really good, and nobody's talking about it, so yeah, at least we're gonna try to talk about it. And the last book is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman, which is a story about a bitter old neighbor, so a grumpy guy who just likes to, I don't know, be mean to people. And then his life kind of turns upside down when a very young boisterous family comes to live next door, and everything starts to kind of happen when they accidentally flatten his mailbox, and stuff happens there. I've heard a lot of good things about Bachman, so I hope it's gonna be good.
And now Christina is picking my books.
Okay, so let's see what you have. Okay, I'm gonna be nice to you because you were nice to me. So I'm gonna pick this.
Okay.
So this is Sweet Tooth by Jeff Lemire. This is awesome.
All right.
What else? Oof, I saw something here that was interesting. Wait. Oh, I know.
Oh no.
Did you read this?
I did not read this, no.
Okay, then you're reading Station 11.
All right,
by
okay.
Emily St. John Mandel.
All right.
And third book. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay.
What's this?
The Grey Witch.
Oh no!
No.
All right. Okay. Fine.
Okay, I can switch if you.
Yes, please switch. I'm not the biggest fan of and I read this before.
Oh, okay.
I put this here so I can read it once more at some point. But pick something else, please.
Then
Go down to the lowest levels if you want. You don't have to just be up because it's alphabetical. So.
Oh, okay.
It's not like the top ones are what I want, and the low it's alphabetical.
Okay. Let's. Okay. Are you in the mood for this?
I am in the mood for that.
The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal. So,
yay!
We have this, Station 11.
Okay.
And Sweet Tooth.
Excellent. I'll just quickly tell you what the book Christina picked for me are about. So she picked Sweet Tooth by Jeff Lemire, whatever his name is. So, the world beyond the trees is almost dead. A decade ago, the affliction raged like a forest fire, killing billions, and the only children born since are a new breed of human-animal hybrid. Gus is one of them, so that's that one. A boy with a sweet soul, a sweeter tooth, and features of a deer. But kids like Gus have a price on their heads. When vicious hunters descend on this isolated forest home, a mysterious and violent man called Jeopard rescues Gus. The hulking drifter promises to lead Gus to the preserve, a fabled safe haven for hybrid children. So that's, I think, issue 1 for this comic. The other book she picked was The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal. I talked about this book in my Forgotten TBR video, so check that one out. But in short, one woman, one mission, one chance to save the world. And the last book she picked for me is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. So basically, it's about an acting troupe going around this, I think, dystopian world. I think putting on Shakespeare plays, and apparently it's a feel-good story. We'll see when I read it. We are also participating in the Throne of Glass read-along, and in March we are reading Book 2, Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. And this is about Selena Sedorthian, crowned by evil, bound by duty, divided by love. Basically, fantasy YA. This will be an interesting read. You can check out our Throne of Glass review is coming out soon, so we had some issues with the book. But anyway, in this one, Selena now has to win her freedom through the Emperor's enemy's blood, but she cannot bear to kill for the crown, and every death Selena fakes, every lie she tells, puts those she loves at risk. Torn between two protectors, a captain and a prince. Battling a dark force far greater than the king, Selena must decide what she will fight for: her liberty, her heart, or the fate of the kingdom.
Maya and I are also reading Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. So this is the newest release by Sarah Gailey, and I think it did come out like in February. And this is a story about Martine. Martine is a genetically genetically cloned. She's a genetic clone of Evelyn, who kind of did the research to actually produce Martine. And Martine is everything that Evelyn isn't. That is patient, kind, and everything else. And she is also sleeping with Evelyn's husband. But everything starts to kind of happen when Evelyn's husband ends up dead, and they have to kind of find out what happened here.
I'm also participating in the Witchlandsathon, which is a readathon for Susan Dennard's series called Witchlands. I am reading book 1 called Truth Witch, in which we follow 2 witches, Safi and Isolde. They have crossed a guild master and his bodyguard, who is a blood witch, and now they have to run away from their home or something, and they also have to somehow save the kingdom and prevent Safi from becoming someone's weapon, because Safi is a truth witch, and that means that she can tell when everyone's lying. Isolde is not really sure about her powers. She finds out throughout the series, and then stuff happens. Also a YA fantasy, but this one I hope I like this one better upon reread because I read the first two books before than I do with Throne of Glass. But yeah, all the information will be down below, so check it out.
And finally, we come to our last thing in this TBR, and that is Translateathon round 4. So this is a readathon that is hosted by Rhea from the book Finch. We'll link all their links and announcements down below. So this is basically a readathon that makes you read translated works. And there are a couple of challenges, but really not that many. The first one is just read translated books. The one of them is have fun, and two optional challenges are to read a book that was translated by a woman and read a book that was translated from a language that you have never read a translated book before. That's a mouthful. Anyways, I chose for this readathon, well, luckily because Maya chose it for me, a man called Ove, which is translated from Swedish. So I actually read something before from Swedish, so I can't say that I'm fulfilling the challenge, but it is translated by a woman, so that's one challenge. Yay. And the second book I will read for this is Imre Kertész. Gosh, I probably... Kertész? Let's say. It is Faithlessness. So this is a Hungarian author, and I will put like a nice picture of the book here because this is just like zero design. Anyways, this is a Hungarian author, and this book was recommended to me by one of my bestest friends who studied Hungarian, and this is one of her favorite books of all times. So this is the story about Georg Koves, who is a 14-year-old boy who gets taken to Auschwitz, and he's kind of on the sidelines there and an outsider because the other prisoners don't really accept him because he is not, let's say, Jewish enough for them, because he doesn't really speak Yiddish and he doesn't even feel that much of a Jew. So yeah, it sounds very interesting and I'm really looking forward to reading it. It is translated by a woman, so yay, 2 challenges in one go because I've never read anything from Hungarian before, so that should be pretty fun. Really? It's about the Holocaust. Well, interesting.
For Translateathon, I will be reading 2 books. I will be reading this one. So this is translated by a woman in Croatian. And I will be reading this book, which is Louis McMaster Bujold's Brothers in Arms, I think. Hold on. Brothers in Arms. Yes, this is book 4 in the Vorkosigan saga, in which we follow Miles Vorkosigan, who is a soldier. He's also an admiral of a fleet of mercenary ships, and he's also lying to a lot of people because he's pretending to be one or another. In this book, he's back in his home planet with his cousin Ivan, and he's because he's like, I think he's on a sabbatical or something, and someone is trying to kill him. Now, he doesn't know who is trying to kill him. Is it because he is the admiral for this mercenary fleet, or because he's a soldier, or because he's the member of one of the most powerful families in his home planet? So yeah, also translated by a woman in Croatian, so I'm going to read that one.
So that is it. I'm sorry for the chopped up video. I hope you found some new books. Have you read any of them? Do you think we will like them? We won't like them? Please tell us whatever you want down below in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, press the bell button if you want to get notifications whenever we post new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye!